Please find page 15 and put rotations at the top. Okay.
You come back soon.
All the way.
15
Oh!
Find page 15 and label it rotations. Okay. Now, very carefully, because this hurts when you push it against your finger. Everybody has a little brass piece on their disc. Okay. You're going to take this little brass piece and you're going to poke it straight through the center.
Which graph is that?
Of this big graph with the triangle on it.
Ow.
It does hurt if you end up stabbing your finger. Okay, so be careful. You're then going to take this and on page 15, make sure you only have page 15. And you're going to poke it through this page.
Poke.
Right below your title of rotations, like this. If you need help, I will come around and help you. Okay. So it should look like this at the top of your page, right underneath your title.
I need help.
You need help?
We all need help.
Tommy Christian.
So you want us to bend it back?
Yes. Once you poke it through page 15, turn the page over and bend your brass piece back.
Wait,
So it's okay.
which one? Huh? What?
I opened one way and one the other. It doesn't matter as long as it stays.
What page?
15, bro.
Hey, I want to mess up my paper.
He's stuck and I was stuck. I should help him, but I can't help
It
him,
needs
but
to
I'm
actually
not ready
rotate
like
on
that.
the book.
Right. You'd be like, okay,
Because
so.
now we can turn it.
It's stuck, bro. It was spinning. It's spinning.
It's supposed to.
You need help.
We're doing rotations. You
I
need
need
help,
help
my
on
friend?
it.
I got you.
I'm poking in.
Don't mess it up.
I
Burn.
got
One at
it.
a time.
Don't got it.
Sorry.
I got you.
Oh my God.
Don't rush me.
Bro, who wants GTA? Bro?
I'm at you.
Man, let me get it.
It's supposed to spin. Come to the paper.
Don't mess it up. I already got a hole.
Bruh.
Y'all being childish.
I said 8, so chill out.
Does anybody else need help with their brass piece?
Hold up, man.
See down, man.
Now you put it too far down.
Everything can't be perfect.
It has to be.
Okay.
What's my name?
Black.
Now you called me a name. You called me the B word. Oh. That's how my girl say it. When boy say it's all
Okay. Listen,
B. Older than that.
ladies and gentlemen, the talking needs to stop when I am teaching.
You look
Okay.
lovely today.
Underneath of your thank you, you're going to glue in this chart. Okay. You can skip a line, skip a couple of lines. We're not gluing anything else on that page.
We glue this on there?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, you are going
Yes,
to
I
glue that on.
Yeah, just be on.
Well, it's funny when you get mad in class. Don't do that. You should.
It's you.
Ew.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dang me.
What we're going to do on this page is we're going to discover the rules for rotation. You're going to be able to tell me if I rotate it 90 degrees this way, my point should look like this. If I rotate it 180 degrees, my point should look like this. Okay. You're going to come up with the rules yourself here.
I think I glued it right.
Okay, so on this picture, we need to label your points. So I'm going to label this top point, point A. I'm going to label this point down here, B, and this point over here, C.
I think I did it on. Cry. I need somebody. B. C.
So then down here, I'm going to label this A, B, and C.
So wait,
Oh, dang.
Alright. A.
It doesn't matter what order it's in, so if it's out of a little bit of an order on yours than it is on mine, you're fine. Okay, right now, what I want you to do is looking at this picture, what coordinate is A at?
2, 6.
2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, I was so close because I get. Ooh.
A is at the point 2, 5. 2 to the right, which makes it positive 2. 5 up, which makes it positive 5. Point B is at the point what?
6.
6, 1.
6, 1.
That's how tall
It's going to be that tall.
And point C is where?
2,
2, 1. Okay. So right now we're going to pretend this is 0 degrees. Okay. I want to turn this 90 degrees clockwise.
Clockwise.
If I'm going clockwise, am I rotating to the right or to the left?
Right.
To the right, just like a clock hand goes
So
around. So we're going to rotate this 90 degrees
There
clockwise.
you go.
So that's down here.
Aye.
Okay.
You put your foot there.
90 degrees clockwise is also known as 270 degrees counterclockwise. 90 degrees clockwise is also known as 270 degrees counterclockwise. Now, where is point A?
-2, 5.
Careful, switch it, X,
Oh,
comma, Y.
-5.
No,
Huh?
-5.
Yeah,
Negative
-5
5.
too. -2.
-5 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over here.
So
Positive 5,
-5,
-2. Good.
Y'all can't correct me if y'all ain't saying nothing out loud.
Okay. +5, -2. You had your numbers right. You just put Y before X. Okay. Make sure it's X, comma, Y. So A is now at 5, -2. Where is B at right now? +1. It's 1 to the right, down 6. So +1, -6. And +1, -2. Perfect.
Oh, so this is gonna be.
So what happened to my points? I went from 2, 5 to 5, -2. I went from 6, 1 to 1, -6. They switch. What else happens?
Some went negative. Well, they all half. Of
Which one went negative?
Y.
The second term went negative. Okay, so we switch this and it becomes Y, X. And your second number changes signs. Okay, it's not always going to become negative. It's going to change signs. So if it was negative to begin with, that second number would become positive. Okay. Go back to your starting position.
Be in the third quarter.
Okay. So this is 90 degrees.
And the next one's gonna be.
And the next one is 180 degrees,
Good job.
which is also 180 degrees counterclockwise. Okay, so 180 doesn't matter whether it's going clockwise or counterclockwise. It's going to end up in the same.
Delicioso.
Okay.
Who?
Where's A at now?
A is at the bottom.
Negative. Wait.
-2.
Negative 2,
Negative 2, negative 5.
negative 5.
Y'all can't do this to me.
What about B? Negative 6, negative 1.
Good job, y'all.
And negative 2.
Negative 2, negative 1. Okay. Let's pretend that this didn't happen. What happens between my original points and my 180 degrees?
They stay the same.
We just changed the signs of both. Okay, so we changed the sign of my X and the sign of my Y. Bless you.
Bless you.
Okay. All right. 270 degrees clockwise.
You turn all the way around.
Not completely.
Yes.
No.
Is the triangle?
It's gonna be in the fourth
it's on the
quadrant.
top.
One, 2.
Right, that's all
3.
the way around.
Nuh-uh. All the way around would be right back to the original.
Don't do that.
Well, that's not all the way around. So up here is 270 degrees clockwise or 90 degrees counterclockwise.
Turn it all the way around past this.
It's what now? 207.
270, sorry, let me pull this down some. 270 degrees clockwise, 90 degrees counterclockwise. Let's find your points now.
Alright, so
Negative.
the-
Five.
Negative 5.
Negative 5, positive 2.
Negative 1, 6.
oops, I put it in the wrong spot. Oh.
And negative 2, 1. 1 and negative 2.
Negative 1 plus.
Negative 1, positive 2.
Get 'em.
Almost there.
Negative 1, positive 2. Okay. So let's take a look. That's what has happened between my original points and these points.
I'm hungry.
Okay. So I switched just like I did for 90 degrees, but this time
Your X is
my first one changes sign. Okay. My first one changes sign instead of my second one.
Now you change the Y's and X values. Oh God. Man. This. Get those two scissors.
Okay. The last one, 360 degrees. You're going the whole way around.
A. And that's,
It's what?
that's the same thing.
It's the same thing as the original ones. So we're back at the point 2, 5, 6, 1, and 2, 1.
Yeah, I have-
You will learn real fast that I dance in front of you and make myself look like a fool, and I don't care.
She a build. It's all time.
I thought that woman.
My kid's gonna hate me as she's grown up. She's gonna be like, "Mom, you're so embarrassing." Okay, so let's sum this up at the bottom. Okay,
I don't got enough room.
anytime that you are rotating 90 degrees or 270, either way, okay? So that can be clockwise or counterclockwise. Switch your points. Okay. Anytime you're rotating 90 degrees or 270, either clockwise or counterclockwise, you're going to automatically switch your points. Take your numbers and flop them.
Oops, I know I stole it. two ghetto sharks.
Okay. Underneath that, you may not understand what this means right now, but we're going to do a couple examples on the whiteboard. Catch you there. Okay. So, what I mean by this, switch your points. Okay. Find what quadrant you're in. Whoops. Find your quadrant. And label appropriately. Okay. We don't play with that in class. Find your quadrant and label appropriate. The last thing I want you to put on this page, rotate 180 degrees. Switch your signs of both. Switch your signs of both.
See, now I'm behind.
Somebody ring on you. Y'all go check y'all phones because it's loud.
Okay. All right. Once you are done there, I need you to flip to page 16, and you're going to glue these three in on the left-hand side of page 16. Like this. Okay. Leave yourself space over here to write. So put all three down in a line. All we're putting on this page are these three. So go ahead and spread them out and leave yourself some room. It doesn't matter what order you put them in. Just make sure you're doing the right one as we're doing it. That's okay. It's okay. Does anybody still need this page up?
That goes on page what?
Switch your signs of both.
Let's try to put your foot somewhere.
Page 16.
Hey, you send me some pictures on Snap.
Okay. The individual conversations need to stop.
The page where this thing is.
Page 16. Yes, the page where the back of that is. It's going to be okay. So,
Hey. It doesn't matter what order.
it doesn't matter what order, just as we're going through them, make sure you're on the appropriate one. Okay.
Right.
You use front and back page?
Yes.
See, I'm sorry. I'm not doing it.
So like the front side will always be an odd number, the back side will always be an even number.
So which one goes first?
It does not matter.
Yes, it do, because I want to be the junior.
All right. I'm putting ABC first.
No, they're not the same. Look at the pictures.
Okay. And then I'm putting JLK. And then I'm putting the one with the 2 at the bottom.
And glue them in.
Glue them in.
All right.
That's a group. Oh.
Okay. We are only going to be able to get through one of these before we need to pack up. Okay.
I want to say it with a longer. You're
You're in.
Ooh, she told you that.
Okay. So
You
after you glue these in, I want you to tell me where is points A,
B,
B,
C,
and C.
D.
Okay. Where are points A, B, and C?
Did I just glue this on
It's
the cap off?
It's had 1.
What?
1,
F
1, 2.
5, 6.
It's 1, 2, 1, 4. But hey, am I right?
No, you wrong.
What'd you say?
1 quarter.
What's at 1, 4? 1, 4 is up here.
Never mind.
Remember, if I'm going to the left from the origin, that is negative.
Negative 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I got negative 5. And negative.
I agree, it's negative 5.
Negative 5.
It's not negative 5, negative 5.
Negative 6.
Negative 5, negative 6. Okay. B right now is at what point?
Negative 3. Negative 2.
Beautiful.
Hey, which shape is which shape?
Negative 1, negative 6. Okay. I want to rotate this 90 degrees clockwise.
Yeah, boo.
Okay. So 90 degrees right off the bat should tell me my points flip. Anytime it's 90 or 270, my points flip. So 6 is going to be here, 5 is going to be here. Don't worry about negatives right now. Leave it alone. Just flip your numbers. So this is 6, 5, 2, 3, 6, 1. Okay. Don't worry about the signs. Okay. Right now, this triangle is in quadrant 3.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Remember, your quadrants go 1, 2, 3, 4. If I'm going from quadrant 3 and I'm going 90 degrees clockwise, what quadrant am I ending up in? Here? Because that's what you told me. This is quadrant 4. So 90 degrees clockwise moves me this way. It moves the opposite way. It moves me up here. This is quadrant 2. So at the top of your page, do me this favor.
What?
Draw yourself a coordinate plane. The top right is quadrant 1. Top left is quadrant 2. Bottom left is quadrant 3. Bottom right is quadrant 4. Okay. So we go from quadrant 3 to quadrant 2 if I go 90 degrees clockwise. My X value when I'm in quadrant 2, is it positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative. My Y value is
Positive.
positive. So that tells me all of my points when I'm in quadrant 2 should be negative X, positive Y. So negative X, positive Y. Negative X, positive Y. Negative X, positive Y. So that's what I meant by switch your points and then find your quadrant. If you remember to just flip-flop and then find out where you land, and you can tell me it should be negative positive or negative negative or positive negative. Okay. Any questions right now? Okay. We're going to go ahead and stop there for today. But please do not lose any of the papers that you were given.